one day after he was detained at the Central Detective Unit for questioning, former senior cabinet minister Shane Gibson charged in court today. Good Thursday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. It's always good to see you. From an arraignment to a bail hearing, the former Christie administration cabinet member was required to answer to a laundry list of charges.
So, Shane Gibson got arrested and charged with numerous crimes. But let us take a journey back into time and look at some of the other accusations made against Shane Gibson over the years.
Chairman of the Mortgage Corporation, Dr. Dwayne Sands, says the Mortgage Corporation is out millions of dollars due to home giveaways under former Housing Minister Shane Gibson's watch. Sands also claims missing is any paper trail that clearly spells out what Gibson did with the money that went into a contingency fund.
When the Honorable Shane Gibson came in, the sinking fund debt was at $50 million. And over the course of his tenure, it was increased to almost $108 million. That is the record. That record is easy to verify and has been audited.
On Wednesday, Sands told the Senate how Gibson allegedly approved for 822 homeowners to be charged more than the agreed cost to their homes.
Above and beyond the charges that had been authorized for government-initiated homes, the record will show that under Shane Gibson's directions, an additional charge ranging from as low as $600 to as high as $5,700 was made to a total of 822 families.
Sands says Gibson's memory is short. He referred to a December 2nd, 2011 newspaper article where Gibson is quoted as saying the contingency fund was to cover landscaping and associated costs. Sands says he's been working for 2 years to find the paper trail and proof that the money went to what Gibson specified. Sands says he also found homes occupied with no mortgages in place. The homes range in price from $120,000 to $140,000. Sands also talked about houses built under Gibson's watch, about 70 of them that were uninhabitable. Today, they sit empty and vandalized.
It is interesting that the paper trail at the Mortgage Corporation is less than complete. He totally, utterly, and completely mismanaged those corporations that he had responsibility for.
Sands says his motivation is about giving an account for the people's money, and those responsible should always be open and transparent.
And what was Shane Gibson's reply to these accusations?
So, to be clear, Dwayne Sands is lying.
Shane Gibson says that Dwayne Sands is a liar. But you know what I say?
But I mean, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and so I leave it up to the Bahamian, for the Bahamians to interpret it.
But I know what you're thinking. How can Dwayne Sands search for years and not find a paper trail of what Shane did with that money? Some of you will still play devil's advocate and say, well, that was only when he was Minister of Housing. Okay then, let's look at what happened during the time that he was Minister of Immigration. If you Google Shane Gibson Immigration Minister, it brings you to this Reuters article entitled Bahamas Minister Resigns Over Anna Nicole. The article states that Bahamas Immigration Minister Shane Gibson has resigned amid fallout over his involvement with Anna Nicole Smith. Gibson announced his resignation late on Sunday on state television and radio, but denied any wrongdoing or romantic link to Smith. It further states that Shane Gibson came under pressure to step down after the publication last week of photographs of him and Smith embracing on a bed and reports that he had fast-tracked her application for residency. Critics say he granted her residency status on the basis of their close friendship, when in fact she met none of the criteria for such a permit.
Were you legal at the time you was working for Anna Nicole Smith? Did your papers straight?
No, sir.
Your papers were not straight?
No, sir. I applied from January before I came to Hannah.
So you applied January 2006?
2006, yeah.
But your papers did not get straight?
No, sir.
What kind of foolishness is that?
What you just say? You was working for Anna Nicole and your papers wasn't straight?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Shane was the Minister of Housing, then
I think he's the minister.
He couldn't be in the Minister of Immigration.
He probably was the Minister of Labor.
Okay, labor. Okay, all right, okay, all right. I understand now.
Shane. I mean, anyway, let's go to that. So, and Shane Gibson, you said, used to come to this house not every day, but almost every day, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I's man to you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Did Shane ask you if your papers were straight?
Yeah, he asked me. The first time he meet me, he asked me about that.
What? This now has legal implications. That means that Minister Shane Gibson failed to do his duty. He was all over the Bahamas and all over the world in Iraq and Afghanistan, all kicking down doors looking for Haitian. And he was going to the house almost every day with 2 Haitian in it, who papers wasn't straight, and he ain't kicked down Anna's door. Because Anna's relationship, a family relationship with Shane's family, meaning his family, his wife and his children. I'm talking about his wife and his children now. You get that?
From the time I was working there, I never saw his wife.
You could talk.
My God.
She lied.
She gotta be lying.
She lied.
No,
You was a liar. You never saw his wife.
no. From my time, me myself, I never saw her with my 2 own eyes. I never see her.
You said that Shane, used to be locked up in the room with Anna every day. Is that true?
No, not true.
But he used to be locked up in the room with Anna often.
Often, yeah.
Often?
Often.
Oh, okay. Lock up by themselves. No one else in there.
No one says any Anna and Shane.
I know exactly what you're going to say. How is it that Utah Taylor and Lincoln Bain got the scoop? How is it that these 2 Bahamian brothers got the interview with Anna Nicole Smith's maids before anyone else? I know you don't believe it. You're saying, oh, those are just some legs. How can I believe that these are Anna Nicole Smith's maids? Well, here are the same 2 women showing their face on American television. I know that's the only way to get some of you to believe their statements.
One day, she was stuck. She was like in a, druggy, and then that's when I came to the room. I was there with her because I bring the baby to her, and then she was like, oh, I want to feed her. She was trying to feed the baby, even though she was in a state like wasn't really normal.
Was she like that?
Of most of the time.
2 nannies, 37-year-old Ketley Alexis and Nadine Alexi, age 32. Both worked inside the waterfront compound for months. They cared for little Danny Lynn and helped Anna Nicole Smith in the weeks after the death of her son Daniel.
When digging into the whole Anna Nicole Smith, Shane Gibson immigration fiasco, you will discover the cables released by WikiLeaks and printed in The Guardian. Now keep in mind, these cables were written in 2007, but not leaked and released until 2010. The cable sent from the U.S. Embassy is entitled, How Anna Nicole Smith Tore Through Bahamian Politics. Tuesday, 6th of March, 2007, 3:13 p.m., confidential Nassau. Subject, Cabinet Minister resigns over photos with Anna Nicole Smith. Classified by Chargé d'Affaires, Brent Hart. Now, I know you're wondering, who is Brent Hart? Well, Brent Hart is a career senior foreign service officer with service in the Western Hemisphere, Europe, and in political and military assignments. In his biography, now I'm getting this from usembassy.gov. It says, Hart joined the U.S. Foreign Service in 1988, serving in Berlin, The Hague, and the Caribbean. So that basically means this is a nearly 30-year veteran of the U.S. State Department. This is a senior diplomat. Other assignments include service as Chargé d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean from 2009 to 2011, and Deputy Chief of Mission and Chargé d'Affaires at U.S. Embassies in the Bahamas from 2005 to 2008, and the Holy See in Rome from 2002 to 2005. I also learned that until as recently as 2015, Brent Hart served as U.S. Ambassador to Guyana. Now, what did this lifelong diplomat and former ambassador have to say on the matter? Well, let's take a look at a summary of the infamous cables first published in The Guardian on Tuesday, 21st of December 2010. Several months into her Bahamian residency, American B-list celebrity and regular entertainment television fixture Anna Nicole Smith has changed the face of Bahamian politics. Not since Category 4 Hurricane Betsy made landfall in 1965 has one woman done as much damage in Nassau. Anna Nicole Smith filed for legal residency in the Bahamas as a result of her alleged ownership of a local home, pursuant to local immigration law permitting residence for persons owning homes of $500,000 or more. In September, the application was granted, and Anna Nicole allegedly provided a $10,000 check directly to Immigration Minister Gibson at a meeting at her home. According to Anna Nicole, Minister Gibson personally approved her residency permit on September 20th. Gibson's protestations of distance with the matter were shattered by a prominent local law firm and local gossip publication. Calendars & Co., the law firm that handled Anna's home purchase and residency application, said it delivered a $10,000 check from Anna Nicole directly to Gibson at Anna Nicole's residence, and that it communicated to Anna Nicole repeatedly on Mr. Gibson's government cell phone. Additionally, it supported claims that Anna Nicole did not yet own the home that was the basis for her residency claim. Now that's the real kicker. The house that was the claim for them giving Anna Nicole residency, Anna Nicole didn't even own.
Anna Nicole Smith, in seclusion inside this waterfront home in Nassau, may soon be forced out. A South Carolina man has filed court documents in the Bahamas, which could lead to her eviction. Smith claims the home was a gift from G. Ben Thompson, a businessman who had a brief relationship with the former model. Thompson says it was a loan, one that Smith has made no attempts to repay. Now, a lawyer for Thompson has obtained a court judgment against Smith and plans to have her forcibly evicted.
The resulting public furor over Gibson's favoritism has been strong. The Anna Nicole scandal has recast Gibson as puppet of the privileged rather than defender of the common people of the Bahamas. Puppet of the privileged. Puppet of the privileged.
Just tribute. Tribute everybody.
Okay. Greatest victory ever. I was really supporting this guy. Nobody I would out of power vote or the vote.
Minister of Agriculture?
Oh, yes.
Acklands.
That's right.
Ken Dorsey is the new Minister of Housing and Environment. Pleasure meeting you.
At the heart of Gibson's problems are the fact that Anna Nicole received residency in a matter of days, when the process normally takes many months or years. His reported direct receipt of the $10,000 check for residency represents another flagrant violation of the normal process. New allegations against Gibson included claims he accepted a $25,000 watch from Smith, that Gibson's father accepted work sailing Smith's yacht, and that Gibson's mother was paid $500 a week to babysit Smith's daughter. The cables also state that he enjoys the patronage of political heavyweight Bishop Neil Ellis. Now keep in mind, this cable was written in 2006, not 2017. In 2006, they were predicting that Neil Ellis and Mount Tabor were going to circle the wagons around Shane Gibson and try to vouch for him. More than a decade ago, the U.S. Embassy was predicting and prophesying exactly what you're seeing happen now. Got Neil around here vouching for people. But remember when that Atlanta Bishop Eddie Long was accused of touching all them little boys? What? Neil gone right on the pulpit right after that and vouch for him too.
Now I know you had an attack last year. You had an attack last year. And while it didn't divert you from the agenda, it slowed down the challenges. But I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying, is it me or them? Is it me or them? And we cannot let people out there affect destiny in here. Can the bishop depend on you? This is for you and for the bishop. Whatever you've been going through, it's through. That ain't good enough. Whatever you've been going through, it's true. Look at her. Look at her. If he can depend on you, throw him there. If he can depend on you, throw him there. If it doesn't matter what's happening out there, he can depend on you in here, throw him there. Throw him there. Throw him there.
Jamal Paris didn't want to talk at first, but before he left us, he had plenty to say about Bishop Eddie Long.
If you look at us in our eyes and you hear the pain in our voice, we don't have a reason to lie to this man.
Jamal Paris is one of the 4 young men who have filed sexual misconduct lawsuits against Bishop Long, accusing him of using scripture and church money to sexually seduce young men. We found Jamal Paris shopping at a 24-hour store in Colorado. Initially, he was reluctant to talk.
Dale Russell of Fox 5 News in Atlanta. Can we talk to you for a second?
But once he started, he told a riveting story about how as a young teen, a 14-year-old with no father in his life, he joined New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. Bishop Eddie Long came into his life. He said Long said to call him Daddy and to trust him with spiritual guidance. Paris claims in his lawsuit the father-like figure used scripture to justify sex, and he lavished money, cars, jewelry, trips in the bishop's private jet, even homes for some teens, sometimes with funds from the church coffers.
Pardon me, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. I get real touchy on the subject of false prophets and false preachers. But I digress, because that's another topic for another day. Let's get back to Shane Gibson's time as immigration minister and his Anna Nicole Smith fiasco. Now, if you dig a little deeper into this matter, you encounter a TMZ article called Shane Gibson's Late Night Calls to Anna. The article reads, TMZ has obtained voicemail messages left on Anna Nicole Smith's cell phone back in December, and it's apparent that the then Minister of Immigration, Shane Gibson, was really into calling the former Playboy playmate. From Friday, December 15, 2006 through Sunday, December 17th, Gibson left 6 messages and called an additional time without leaving one. One call comes in at 9:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday, December 16th, which means Gibson was calling after midnight his time in the Bahamas.
Anna, call, please leave a message. Next message.
Anna, Shane calling. It's now Friday the 15th, approximately 10 o'clock in the night. Nassau, so it must be about 7 o'clock where you are. Yes, you give me a call on my regular cell phone, 424, and code 242. Shane calling. It's now 9:30 here on the 16th of December. Call you later. Hi, Shane calling again. Shane calling. It's Saturday the 16th at 7:25 p.m. in the evening. Shane calling. It's 10 p.m. in the Bahamas on the 16th of December 2006. Shane calling. Sunday the 17th of December 2006, 11:38 a.m.
Now, I wonder if every single applicant for residency has the Minister of Immigration blowing up their phone after midnight and it's on a first-name basis. Or is it only Anna Nicole?
But I mean, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and so I leave it up to the Bahamians, for the Bahamians to interpret it.
Now, earlier, I showed a clip of Shane Gibson introducing Peter Nygaard to his fellow P.L.P. cabinet ministers. We now know why Shane Gibson was doing that. It was because he was under the employ of Peter Nygaard. What I'm about to play for you now is a tape from a murder-for-hire plot where Peter Nygaard is literally telling Togi and Bobo, that he uses Shane Gibson to lean on Prime Minister Perry Christie in order to get his way.
With huge pressure on PM now from every cabinet minister, from Gibson, Shane, from you guys, from everybody. Without you guys and me, they lose the election. You guys got control of the field, and I got control of the finances.
But come to find out that during this last stint as Labour Minister, taking money from Peter Nygaard makes Shane Gibson look like a choir boy compared to other things he was accused of doing.
Former Labor and National Insurance Minister Shane Gibson was charged with 16 counts of bribery and 15 counts of extortion. It is alleged that sometime between January 2nd and April 30th, Gibson extorted more than $500,000 from Jonathan Ash. It is also alleged that Gibson solicited the same amount from the contractor, resulting in 16 bribery charges. At times, Gibson hung his head as the magistrate read the charges. But the former cabinet minister got more: conspiracy to commit bribery of $250,000 from Jonathan Ash, a charge of conspiracy to commit extortion in the same amount, and misconduct of a public official, a total of 36 charges.
I find it all so amusing to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, heck not me.